I actually have a really fun story about coming to Kitchen Craft. My wife and I were on a date. We live just blocks away from Wisconsin State Fair. My brother-in-law had warned me 2 things that just take care of right away: window treatments and cookware, because they're gonna cost a lot. So when we got married, I made sure that we had invested in really good cookware. I was never gonna have to buy cookware again. It was stainless steel, it was top of the line. I didn't care. So we're gonna sit down, we're gonna enjoy the show, and I'm not gonna be sold anything. 20 minutes later, my wife is elbowing me. We're buying this cookware. And because ours wasn't waterless, it was stainless steel, it was high-end quality, it's gonna last forever, but it couldn't do what Kitchen Craft waterless cookware can do, and now that I know personally, but she wanted the cookware, and truly I just kept noticing the little sign that said we're hiring, and this guy standing in front of me, just having fun, telling really bad jokes, and getting my wife to want to buy something to replace something that we had that was perfectly good and did not need to be replaced. I knew that I could get back into sales and have fun again, because 6x6 cubicle versus out talking to the public, no real competition. Training with Kitchen Craft is actually pretty cool. They first start you with a script, and with my training we did 3 days in a hotel. We just learned what to say, when to say it, where to move your hands, so that when you actually got in front of people you knew basically what you were doing. But it's not 3-4 months until you really feel comfortable. In the meantime, you still sell. They send you out with a trainer at first, and you're not alone. If you run into problems, they'll have you send a video of what you're doing, and you'll sit down in your own living room with people from Florida and your trainer down the road, and you're all in your own living room over Skype, and they'll go through your own show with you and say, this is what you're doing great, this is what could use some improvement. You go out and you sell even better the next time, and they're willing to do that anytime. What's great about Kitchen Craft training is it's not some HR person in a huge corporate environment breathing down your neck saying, this is how bad you suck. These are people who want you to succeed, and everything you do well is going to help them. So everybody's on the same team, everybody's moving forward, and they're truly trying to help you be the best salesperson you can have, best person you can be. I couldn't be happier with how they train us. To jump on this train, to sell for Kitchen Craft, even if you're doing the shows all over the country. I'm regional, most of my shows I get to go home at night. And if you know what, if you tell your scheduler that you want to do shows around your home, she'll make that happen. She has access to the internet too, and she will make it happen so that you get to stay around your family. You want a really big show? You want to sell a lot of cookware? She'll find you something big. You might be gone for 5 to 7, 10 days, and you get to come home and spend the next 2 weeks with your family. Who gets to do that? If a person is considering coming to Kitchen Craft, I want them to think of 2 things. One is to just trust the team. I want them to know that everyone in the back office, their trainers, their schedulers, the owners, they're looking out for them. They want them to succeed. And that's going to affect, if they take that to heart, that's going to affect the way they take everything in, and know that this isn't just somebody that hired you and needs you to fill a spot. This is somebody who is looking out for your success. They want you to sell as much as you can, because that's going to make you successful and make you love your job. They're going to do everything they can in terms of scheduling, in terms of giving you the right equipment, giving you the aids, the DVDs, the packaging, the little giveaways. I showed up my very first day. My show was going to be Friday. It had already been scheduled, and 2 weeks before that I started getting boxes of all the equipment that I would need to do my show. I didn't pay a dime. I literally went to other people's demonstrations, my trainers, did shows with them, paid commissions while I'm training. I mean, doesn't get any better than that. And then used that money to start my own shows. I didn't have to buy any equipment, don't get me wrong, but the $35 for vegetables, when you have 8 kids, I started with 6 kids. When you have 6 kids, just the little things can be a lot, but I had already done 3 shows before I had to do my own. And so I already had seed money. And then I'm all of a sudden doing real shows and getting paid well, and making, like, wow, checks can be this big. They're gonna take care of you. They're gonna send you places where please, new person, hear me. I'm actually going to look into the camera for this. New person, hear me. You're going to make money sometimes, that you didn't know was possible, don't then be sad when you make twice as much money as you used to, but it's not as big as you knew you can do. We get jaded easily. You start realizing that you can have it all. I did work for corporate America before the government, and then the government before Kitchencraft. And in my 7th year, I was scheduled 15 minutes to do a meet and greet with the head honcho of this building. He'd been there the same 7 years I had, and I was able to ask 2 questions, and then they had to get me out to get the next person in to schedule for his 15 minutes, and it was some employee morale boosting thing to meet the guy in charge. I worked for Kitchencraft for 3 months, and the owner of the company flew into a tiny little airport in Dubuque, Iowa to meet the new guy. He runs the company. He has other salesmen who have been with him for decades. He has a sales and marketing and scheduling department to run in Florida, and he took time out of his schedule to come meet a guy who had done 3 or 4 shows for him so far. Showed up at my house to meet my children a few weeks after that. He heard that my kids wanted to meet him, so he went out of his way to meet my kids. You're not going to find that elsewhere. Join us.